Hello and welcome back to Terrain Fever, where today we are playing in the last and final build of the game. There has been a patch, a final patch, as the developers have announced that, well, they won't be adding any more patches to this game, which is kind of sad in a way, as I still feel there is rooms for improvement. But then again, on the other hand, they really put their eggs in the modding basket. You know, they're hoping that the modding community will, well, you know, add the content that they do not have the time to add anymore. Now, this new patch has come with a few new features, and one of them being, and I don't really know, yeah, look, over here, electric tramway. Yes, we now have trams with catenary available. So let us just take a quick look at this, right? How is this gonna look? And well, I think what we should do is not teleport around all our trams in the existing tram networks that we have. So let's just see that we're just going to upgrade like some non-important road, like say the one, I don't know, I just want to see how it works, you know, where there are no buses. Let's say we're going to upgrade stuff over here. Oh wow, look at this, man. I mean, this looks interesting. You get like this star design. Wow, look at it, man. I think that's pretty sweet. I think it's purely cosmetic only. I don't think we actually need any of this stuff, but still, you know, it's kind of cool that we have that. What they did for the rest was, I believe, that they did turn off, or they did add the option to turn off snapping when you build roads. So, look, see, when you press the shift key, you can now do very precise setups. there, that was the thing I was looking for. So yeah, they've added stuff, you know. A lot of this stuff was to give modders even more options, and since I don't mod, well, I don't really know what they added. They did, however, at least they said they did improve the end of the month cyclus, you know. So what should happen is that, well, you know, when they get, especially because we are running quite a big network by now, where at the end of the month, you know, the game froze each and every time because it has to like do all the cost stuff, you know, calculate everything. Well, I believe that that has been improved as well, so we should see less lag happening at the end of the month. Now, that's why we have the game running, to see whether or not this is true, or if there is still a very big hiccup. Ah, that's definitely better. Look, it was only a small one. Nice, nice. So, yeah. I mean, their words are true, I guess. Now, last time, what we did was we hooked up Theme and Framlingham and Linton and, well, to Aerith, basically. So, yeah, we did quite a bit of work, but there is, of course, still more for us left to do. Reading, Waltham Abbey, and Sudbury all need to be hooked up, and I think that is what we're gonna do right now. So let us take a closer look at Reading, for example. Don't need this enabled. There, thank you. Let's take a look at the land use of Reading. Right, so instantly it becomes clear to me that we want the station of Reading to be over on this side over here. Alright, well, I guess that's doable, you know, just, it's gonna be a long distance though, man. I mean, a really, really long distance at that. But we should be able to make this really, really high speed. So, yeah, station is going to be there. We'll enable the contour lines. And we see that we pretty much have flat flat terrain all around, so that flat path. I mean, my roller coaster tycoonism. No, we have flat terrain all around, so we should be able to lay down a pretty nicely sloped track for this. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do now. Of course, I do see that over here we do have some slight terrain height variation. Let's see how it looks like when we actually build a station over here. and what the implications of that are. You know, the height difference when we want to build our station. A 4-tracked one. Now let's see. Oh yeah, look at this. See, terrain is very, very ugly at this. Now granted, we do want it to be like that, but maybe we should actually go for a station that's more like over here. I mean, in the end, we do need to kind of come around to Waltham Abbey over here on this side anyway. So we might as well put this station over here so that it hooks up quite a bit nicer. Yeah, I think that's a good plan, so that way it's also future-proof. So yeah, let's continue hooking stuff up and actually build ourselves this next station and hook up Reading. So yeah, let's do it. Alright, there it is. We have Reading hooked up to the train network, but of course it doesn't finish over there. We still need to hook it up to, well, you know, to any other public transport services, if we're honest. And by the looks of it, Reading actually has a pretty nice first line setup over here, available in the town. Look, we can just go around just like this, and it will work like a charm. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. So let's set that up right now, shall we? Well, I guess that's that sorted. Kind of easy if you ask me, though what we still need to do is upgrade our roads, so that is what we will quickly do. Now that the buses haven't run their course anyway, we might as well still upgrade. And I know that we have dedicated bus lanes available, but I kind of want to see, like, do we need those, right? I mean, the thing is, you know, maybe in terms of functionality, they're like really good. But I really dislike the red traffic lane that we get. I just think it doesn't look that great. So I'm gonna try and see if it makes any difference at all or not. I mean, if it doesn't, I mean, why use them, right? I'd rather preserve the already beautiful aesthetics of this game than smudge up the roads with red tarmac on it. So there you have it. Now I do believe that us upgrading the roads might have teleported all the buses around, and now they're like, oh no, where do we need to go? But well, you know, I mean, they'll manage. I'm pretty sure of it. So, there you go. Now, as for the next city, Waltham Abbey. I mean, it all sounds so British. Then again, I've heard it being said that these are actual town names. So let's take a look at the land use of Waltham Abbey. From what I get from it, well, we do need to take a look at how we are going to line this up, because what I get from this one is that the station would be best served over here near the waterside. And then we kind of need to take a look at, alright, so if we're gonna go there, how are we gonna get the tracks up this hill in order to connect it to Sudbury? Because Sudbury will be the real difficult part. But, oh well, that's next on our to-do list. So, yeah, in the town of Waltham Abbey, I think the station needs to be over here. So let's see how we can squeeze that in, right? I mean, it ain't gonna be easy. Besides, Waltham Abbey, we're also gonna connect that to quite a few other cities, like Morley, for example, and Bewdley, and we might even hook it up to Tolaw if that's feasible. So, yeah, there's quite a few cities that we need to take it into account here. And man, the game sure doesn't like it when we zoom out with all this stuff running, you know. It's becoming taxing for the good old machine, but well, it'll just have to cope, I guess. So, I guess what we're kind of aiming for, what we could also do is have the station be over here. And then just curve it around rather than having a station there, which makes the curving around even harder to pull off. Yeah, I guess this is where we want to place it. So there you have it, you know, that's it. And you know what, just because we get catenaries, Waltham Abbey will actually have tram tracks. I think that's also a pretty cool idea. So yeah, we're definitely gonna go there. So let's hook that up, shall we? And with the click on this button, there, the train is set. We now got ourselves yet another town added to the line. Of course though, the same as with Reading, Waltham Abbey also still needs its passenger service inner public transport network set up. However, Waltham Abbey as it stands is a lot more complex than Reading is. And I do believe that Waltham Abbey is actually suited for like two lines. We could have a small one over here, and then we could have a bigger one that goes around over here and then gets back there. So we have them separated on our two stations that we are of course going to have over here. So let's get that set up. Let's go instantly big with Waltham Abbey, and let's actually build two tram lines. Oh wow, and the catenaries, man, they are absolute madness. I love this new catenary stuff actually. I think it looks really good. I think it adds a lot to how the game looks, you know, when you use trams. it's such a shame we can't really get a view below them. I'd love to be able to just zoom in a little bit closer and actually look at these catenaries from like the ground up to the sky, but man, it looks like a spider has woven its web over here, and I really think it looks good. It looks cool. So yeah, let's get the roots set up, and then we can move on to the next target at lightning pace. So yeah, let's get some setting up done. Wow, look at this, man. The angle of the road actually determines the way the web is woven. Man, does it look awesome, you know, all this custom wiring. I mean, I'm sure there is like some algorithmic logic to this, but man, it looks good. I really like it. I think it looks real even, you know. When I go to the cities in my country that actually have these sort of catenaries in their towns, it also looks somewhat like this, you know. So yeah, it looks good, man. Now, let's get those lines sorted then, shall we? Oh, oh yeah. Look at this. What? The Einheitswagen 4 and some insanely good looking train parts. Wow. I think, ladies and gentlemen, these are the trains of the future and I want them. First though, we are gonna finish what we started over here. We shall build ourselves a tram depot there, so it's not too much in the way. And we'll quickly get this whole shenanigans sorted here. Let's just buy and add a few of these. I think that 6 for the small route are good enough, and then 8 for the longer routes. There. Oh man, that's loud. That's really loud. So, and then we'll go with 8 for the other one, Waltham Abbey 2. Wow, now it's even louder. It is really loud. Wow. But man, new trains, and not just any trains, insanely sexy trains. Though admittedly, the trains over here do travel at insane speeds. Just look at them go. I mean, they go 140 kilometers. They're just racing over here. I mean, take a look at this. Well, it might not seem that impressive, but we're looking from afar. I think that these are going really, really fast. Anyway, the new engines. Oh, they're not in here. The Einheitswagen 5 can go 200 kilometers an hour. Oh, look at this. Oh, it can go. Oh my good Lord, look at this. It can go a freaking 300 kilometers an hour? Yeah. And it's not even that expensive, if I'm honest. 300 kilometers an hour. I mean, we can't add anything to these trains, I believe, but 300 kilometers an hour. Can I just say it again? Also, look at what a loading speed bonus we get. The longer it is, the faster it seems to load. Really, this is too good to be true. We are going to have these trains. Just not on the current Erith Waltham Abbey line, because we're using other trains there, but we still do have some of these sexy locomotive steam engine trains, you know, those bullet steam engine trains. We still have those. I guess you can all think what the next target of replacing is going to be. Yes, you got that right. We are definitely going to replace. Now, hold on a sec. Oh, no, that's alright. So, you're just waiting over here. That's it, right? I think they are like auto-dividing themselves. You know these trams? Yeah, it seems to be the case. Wow, the stuff that we have gotten. Also, I totally forgot to read the description over there. I mean, you might have glanced it, but I didn't, and I want to know what it says. What is the commentary that comes with this train? The Flemish French high-speed train operated by the French National Railway Company. It is a permanently coupled electric multiple unit and was built for operation between Paris and the southeast of France. TFV. We have a achievement reached? What has happened? We only got 200... What is the achievement? I mean, I don't even know what the achievement is. Is it something like going really fast? I mean, I can't tell if I'm really honest. Did we got 100 passengers in one train or something? I don't know. I mean, I'll have to look up on Steam what the actual achievement was. I mean, I don't even know really. Anyway, you know, we're getting achievements, we're getting stuff. It's all good, I like it. Now, as for like our last real challenge over here, let's take a look at the town of Sudbury. Alright, so the station ideally needs to be either over here or, and that's the other option, be over here. But then we would need to curve it all the way around. So I guess our best setup would actually be something that is like over here, crosses the road, and then goes like this. That ain't gonna be an easy one. Especially because we then also need to sling wide. Alright, this ain't gonna be easy, not in the slightest, but we are going to manage this. And Sudbury, strange as it may sound, only needs a 2-lane station, as we are not. Well, I say we are not. We could hook it up to Bewdley, but I think that that would just be causing more issues than it's worth it. I think we should only hook it up to Waltham Abbey and perhaps Erith. Well, not perhaps. That is where it needs to be hooked up to, because otherwise we will never have our full circle line. So we are gonna go with a 2-lane station only. And now let me just see in the bigger picture, how is this gonna line up? I don't want it like that. I mean, the thing is, each bit that we tilted like this is gonna mean more trouble for hooking up to this station. But the same goes for tilting it like over here. It's gonna be more issue for hooking it up to that station. However, I believe that this is like the most ideal layout. So this is what we're gonna go with. There, it's decided. Will we hook up the... Yeah, we might as well just hook up the station straight away. So let's get that sorted first right now, shall we? ladies and gentlemen, here it is, another city hooked up. But I must admit that where we had a... and I think I just went by it, but yeah, where we had a really beautiful track over here from Framlingham to Thame, you know, with tunnels and all that jazz. Currently, the track from Sudbury to Waltham Abbey is a lot less beautiful, if I may say so myself. And that is all because of this horrific red devil that we got going over here. Okay. I thought that the end of the month cycle thingies were improved. I guess I was wrong. Anyway, yeah, this red devil over here. Ew. You know, really, ew. Also, it's kind of hilarious how it's all standing on one set of pillars. I guess maybe it isn't. Maybe that's real, but if we just, you know, go up a little bit. I mean, all it's hinging on, and I guess we can see that better whenever we... Yeah, look, see, all it's hinging on is this very small well, rectangle on top of these round pillars. I mean, I don't see this as being stable. See, a very heavy loaded train runs over on one side. How is that ever gonna stay up? I don't know. Anyway, we got a red devil in the track here. Nothing we can do about it. But what we can do is, of course, hook up our trains. Now, this won't be as high speed as the tracks over here, so it will definitely be slower. But still, you know, it should be doing pretty alright. Also, as for the trams over here, I believe that already they are making a healthy profit. It's only one passenger in this one. But over here we already got 13 passengers waiting. And loads of trams coming as well to pick up more passengers. So, yeah, look at this. Plenty of space there. Wow, they're not even taking it? They sure are not. Yeah, Waltham Abbey 2 is not the one they want. They want to be in the tram for Waltham Abbey number 1. Yeah, alright, fine if that's the way it is. I mean, fine, I guess. Anywho, yeah, let's get a train sorted that goes from Waltham Abbey to Sudbury. Now, I know that we don't really have any depots anywhere on this track, but really, I mean, I don't feel like we're gonna need the depot, as the next stop will be connecting Farlingham up to the... is it Farlingham? No. Sudbury needs to be hooked up to Erith. And then we have depots over there already again. So I don't really see the need for depots, but... well, I do know that we're kind of gonna need them. And wow, the city of Thame. What's happening over here? 144? I mean, that is absolutely insane. I guess it has to do with us just adding more and more destinations to this circle line. Therefore, kind of ruining, you know, any balance that we had in the trains. But ah well, let's change. You know, let's update the line and let's add one more train. Alright, there we go. One more train added. Now you might be wondering, why are you not using the faster wagons? Well, the reason for that is that if we do that, then there is kind of this issue with the wagons all of a sudden being a lot faster, and thus everything, you know, well, these new trains, they will always be trailing the one slower train ahead of them. So that's why we're not gonna do it. If we are going to upgrade stuff here, we're gonna do it for all of them, not just one of them. Now, having said that, Sudbury. I think over here there is already the initial potential for 2 lines. One over here and one over here. Yeah. They both will be very small lines, but I still think that's viable, so yeah, we'll quickly get something like that sorted, as I do believe that that is the best course of action. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, there we have it. The public transport of Sudbury is now set up, and I'm actually curious to see, like, how are the frequencies if we only run with 6 of these buses. It's actually pretty decent if you ask me. I mean, there's nothing bad about that in any way, shape or form. Wow, some of these lines, man, they're running a hefty loss. Really a hefty loss. Oh, wow. Still though, most of our train lines seem to be actually running a big profit these days, so yeah, in a way, I mean, this isn't that bad, but still, you know, we might want to take a look at some of these bus lines that we got running over here. Maybe actually reduce the amount of vehicles on it, you know, might actually make it more profitable. I don't really know if that would be the case, but maybe also, you know, increasing the efficiency of the route itself might work. I don't know, we'll have to see. One thing that we did not completely do over here is actually upgrade all the roads. So that is what we're gonna do quickly now. I know we'll be teleporting around our already placed and running buses, but still, I mean, you know, they haven't gotten any passengers, so nothing is lost, I guess. I mean, that's one thing, you know, once you start upgrading the roads, all the passengers that are like on that section, they do kind of get teleported away. How is there no room for this? Apparently there's not enough space. Fine, if that's the way of it, you know, I will accept. Well, actually, I mean, I'd rather not accept it, but I guess there's not much we can do about it. So there we go, that's the roads upgraded. And yes, Sudbury has come into the fold. The only place now left for us to go back to is to actually hook up Sudbury to Aerith. And that's all. Then we got everything, you know, going round. So, you know what? I think that would be a perfect finisher for today. So what we're gonna do is we are going to hook up Aerith to Sudbury. And I know one thing already. We want to go in a curve like this, and then go in a curve like that. So yeah, this again will not be a really fast section of the line, but we're gonna build it nonetheless. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, the moment is there. Our circle line has finished, and for the most part it is a really fast track till it gets to this part, you know, where there are a few curves, even though I must admit that I think we laid down the tracks pretty decent over here. Now, as it stands, currently the line is not set up proper, and I will need to rework like pretty much the whole line, and also add the other line to the other side, you know, that goes into the opposite direction to it, and also set up the timings for the trains and all that stuff. But we will do that. However, that is just, you know, that is just some, well, cumbersome, laborious work that we need to do, and I'd much rather do that off camera, you know, balance things out and Yeah, set up all the lines. So, ladies and gentlemen, once we come back, you will see a second line over here, and you will also see everything beautifully balanced, and hopefully the towns of Reading, Waltham Abbey and Sudbury all prospering like they should, because they are hooked up now, connected to the outside world. So yeah, join me next time when we will play more Train Fever.